Hello? Hello, hello? Hello? Hello, everyone. We're back. We're back. Also, I'm sorry about anyone who didn't know that I canceled stream yesterday. I only told people in the Discord. That's what I usually do. Sometimes I remember to post elsewhere, but yeah. So I wasn't live yesterday, but we're here now, and we're finally gonna be playing more Paranormasight, which I haven't been able to do in over a month. No, over a month, almost a month. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And then later on, we're gonna be talking about animus with Triatag Zach here. We had we had to figure stuff out before stream. That's why I took a little longer than I meant to, but we all sorted it out, so good to go, I think. But yeah, today's first is Scoot, today's second is Ghost, today's third is to be decided, I guess, yet. Hey, Toony Loons as well, Toony Boons, and Zach. How y'all doing? How are we all doing today? Yeah, I wasn't feeling too good yesterday, so that's why I wasn't streaming. Managed to catch up a bit on some animes though, and yeah. So yeah, it was nice to have a day to myself. Even though I didn't really have it to myself anyway, because I still hung out in streams. That's what happens. It's like, I plan on taking some time to just chill, relax, and then I end up being in other people's streams anyway. I need to stop doing that, but it's because I get FOMO. I want to see what happens. I want to be there when things happen, you know? It's hard to stay away, even when I should, but I don't necessarily want to. But yeah, and Ghost, thank you for the lurk, by the way. And tell us what the noms are when you get back. But yeah, I also have not been playing Paranormasight since I checked. It was December... Hold on. Let's see. December 8th. So it's been a while. It's been a while. It has been a while. And I really want to finish this game, not because it's like I'm bored with it or anything. It took a while longer than I thought it would. I wasn't expecting it to take so long. So then it's like there's always a little bit more and a little bit more, but I am really enjoying it though. So I have been, as you can probably tell, I also was sick over Christmas, so I had to cancel quite a few of the streams that I was planning on playing this game. And last Saturday I also didn't play this because I felt like I needed to rest my voice a little bit. But now we should be good. It should be good. You feel that, especially if it's someone you can't catch all the time? Yeah, that is true. And if people don't have a schedule, it's like when they suddenly decide, oh, I'm gonna be live now. It's like, oh, damn, but I was planning on not being on my PC today. And then it's like, oh, but now you surprised me, and now I have to. But it's like, it's a good thing. It's just kind of disrupting my plans a little bit sometimes. But yeah, here is, go check out Zach, by the way. We are gonna be streaming later. So just go check him out. Go check him out. We talk quite a bit of anime together. Whenever we do talk, it's usually anime related, because I feel like it's difficult to find people that are above average interested in it to talk about it as much. I think the only other person that I've been able to find that talks about it the same amount or more probably than me is VODs. So I kind of feel bad. So those of you who don't know, when Dawn was airing, we had we watched Dawn every Thursday in my Discord, and I kind of felt bad for everyone when Sonata and me we just went on a tangent about animes, and people just didn't know how to to find a way to participate in the conversation. So like, we need to stop now. Imagine not having set schedule. I mean, I also didn't used to have one. I didn't used to have one, but it's been very helpful for me, at least, to know exactly when I am gonna be streaming and when I'm not gonna be streaming. It makes it easier to like not feel. If I don't have a schedule, I just think, oh, maybe I should stream today. Should I stream today? Should I? I don't know. And then it just becomes harder to go live if I don't have a schedule for some reason as well. And then I just feel bad for not streaming. So for me, it doesn't work to not have a schedule. I don't think. But Baked, I haven't seen you in years. I haven't seen you since last year at least. How you doing, Baked? You just shut up and listen. It was cozy. I mean, that's good though. I don't like to completely hijack a conversation. Sometimes if you talk about things that you're very interested in though, it is very difficult to stop. It is very difficult to shut up. Which I'm pretty sure you probably relate to, Scoot, as well. But you're just finishing up making noms so slightly lurk. No worries, no worries. Nothing wrong with it. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. But yeah, so the game that we're playing, Paranormasight, is a visual novel. It takes place in Japan, and I guess it is kind of fitting that we're playing this at the same time as we're going to be talking about anime later, because it does have a little bit of not fully anime vibes, but it is the art style and everything fairly similar too. And it's a good game. It is a good game, but it is the 6th stream that we're playing this game, so it's gonna be very difficult for me to explain everything that goes on in the game, you know. Unfortunately. I heard you talk about laser cutters way too much. I mean, that's fair. Hey Richard, thank you for the lurk. You got work and lurk. I hope you have a good day at work. Well, as good as you can have a good day at work. You grabbed a hot spoon? Wait, how can you... Don't do that. Your wife learned that the hard way. She's accidental TED Talks. Yeah, it happens. It happens. But I'm glad that people usually think it's fun though. As long as you are you know, passionate about what you're talking about, it can be fun to listen to no matter what it is. Usually. I'm not too fond of football and stuff like that. So when it comes to sports, I don't know if I can say the same, but most things, yeah. Your poor left hand is struggling today. It's battered and bruised. No! Be careful. My brain it does that. Have you not met me? Have you not met me? I also had a little bit of a migraine today, so I have also taken my meds. So yeah. It makes me a little bit lazy when I talk as well. In the way that I just form words and stuff too. I don't know. It requires more effort for me to when I talk when I've taken my meds. Otherwise I end up slurring my words and stuff. But I'm feeling good though now. I think it's because I think I'm getting punished because I had some chocolate yesterday, which is not good. It gives me migraines, unfortunately. But also, let me give you shouty outy to Toonie Moons as well. I forgot. And Richard. I forgot that as well. Go check them all out. Go check them all out. But it is nice to see you though, Baked. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. Honestly, let us just get into the game. Seeing as I'm not going to be playing for that long today. So might as well not sit here and chat too much before getting into the game. Okay. I've also not changed the game capture because it's been a while. It's been a while. Also, yeah, it is a little bit loud in the beginning. It's just a menu, so bear with me. It's not that bad in the game. So we kind of got stuck last time we played. So I had to look it up and see what I needed to do. And I figured it out. I did figure it out. So what we need to do is we need to make sure. Yeah, so these are the 3 people that we're playing as. This was just kind of like the prologue, so we played as a different person. But these are like the main people. So they're like 3 different people, 3 timelines, or like it's the same timeline. You're just following different people during the same timeline. So we needed to go to the school. Location selection. We're gonna go to the school. We're just gonna skip through the dialogue and well, this one actually doesn't have a dialogue. We just need to make sure that we're at the school. And so Mio Kurosuzu and Yako Sakazaki decided on their next location to investigate. Yeah, so we're trying to figure out there is someone who is cursing people, and we know who it is now. High school. It should be this. Food complete. Welcome back. Welcome back. What did you make? Here we are. Komagata High. Classes are suspended for the day, so the students are just kind of wandering around aimlessly. See, now they're here. Huh? That's... Boss? What is it? You want to talk to those girls? Well, we kind of do. We need to. Yeah, I do. This is a divine intervention. We were brought here for a reason. Come on, Ario. Chicken and rice? Nice. Hey, that rhymed. Huh? What? Okay, so now we're finally progressing. We got stuck a little bit last time because it was a little bit obtuse trying to figure out how to line things up. Hey, aren't you... You must be that high schooler skirting the child labor laws who have heard so much about. Say that again? Yeah, she's working for the police. She's a student, but she's working in a department that deals with paranormal stuff. Sorry about that. He's with me. Mr. Susumi, if that's how you feel, maybe you should look into improving my work conditions. I'd prefer not to work for free, to be honest. Need to get back on a diet of some sort. Christmas is over. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Don't you worry about that. If you help us out, you can have whatever you want. Boss's treat. Wait. Really? Thank you so much. I always wanted to go to a fancy sushi place. Oh yeah. Like one of those places in Ginza? Never been. Let's go. We got ourselves a deal. Right, boss? The girls are at our service. This sounds probably really sus. But it's because we're all looking for... the curse bearer. Not bear, but bearer. And so these are police officers. And he has a curse stone. Well, he actually has several curse stones that he's collecting now to prevent people from using them to activate the curses, which is what it's all about. I'm not going to get into all of the details about that because it's a little bit too far into the game about it. And it takes a while to explain. But the bottom line is we're going after a murderer who is actually using the curse stone that makes them be able to activate the curses to kill people. Hold on now. What just happened? Never said I'd... Sushi? Looking forward to it, boss. Wait, since when were you included? You guys are funny. Should you stand up? It's usually easier to let Ario do the talking when it comes to young people, but we only have a day. It'll be quicker if I take the reins this time. But he did manage to win them over with the promise of food. Let's see how this plays out. Sushi, huh? Well, if that'll solve the case, it's a small price to pay. I'll just expense it to Paranormal Affairs later. This is one hell of a coincidence, huh? That this random girl you know is already involved with the case? Forensics is still investigating the area. I didn't really want to bring these kids to a place like this, but there were too many onlookers outside for us to speak comfortably. Hey, ghost! Besides, it would be good to have me look around the scene too. So, how much have you been able to figure out? Well, I know what happened around midnight last night. Someone invoked the Feast of Shadows, which boosts the power of curses, then brought forth the 7 mysteries of Honjo. That allows even those who do not have the power to cast curses to gather soul dregs for the rite of resurrection. At least, that's my hypothesis. Sounds about right so far. As I'm sure you know, there are actually 9 mysteries, not 7. When the Feast of Shadows was cast, the curse stones appeared before those who wanted the rite at the locales of the 7 mysteries. We managed to gather 3 curse stones so far, including the one I got first, the Evergreen Beach. You got 3 already? Wow. We have the curse stone of the Fool's Procession, while Yako, the girl standing behind me, does. That's me. Yako, the girl standing behind me, yo. She does? Is she alright? We could take it off your hands. Well, the Feast of Shadows has no effect during the day, and there's still something I want to find out. Alright, I'll leave the Fool's Procession with you two then. Huh? You want to talk to me? You'd probably be better off asking Mio. Okay. Mio Kurasuzu. She's like a disciple of the Paranormal Affairs Chief. I've heard that she helps out with investigations for your charge under the guise of chaining. Although she's my old boss's protege, she helped me out plenty while I was in Paranormal Affairs. She may look meek, but she's got strong spirit sense, sharp instincts, and courage, plus quite the brain to back it all up. That said, I can't help but think there's some kind of darkness following her around. so this is Yaku Sakazaki. She was with Mio. Could she be a friend? Did Mio finally make a friend? If she did, it would do this old man's heart good. But I better not say that out loud. Don't want to make her look bad. She's certainly well versed in the paranormal. I just can't get over the darkness. Thank you. Please keep collecting the other curse stones. I'll be looking for a way to stop the Feast of Shadows. Okay, got it. That should make things go more smoothly. What about the other curse bearers? Have you run into any of them? Well, last night at school. You were here last night? Yes. You see... Huh. You two were using a spirit board? That's so cool. So that's when you ran into the Curse Echo. I'm glad you survived the encounter. Somehow, we managed to get away without accidentally setting it off. The Curse Echo we saw took the shape of a woman missing an arm and a leg. What? A woman missing an arm and a leg? That's... I think it's the one-sided read. But I need to make sure. No, not the story chart. What am I doing? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the one. There was once an infamous rogue by the name of Tomezo who fell for a woman named Okoma. Tomezo persistently chased after Okoma, attempting to win her heart over and over again. But she rejected his advances each time. Enraged by her indifference to him, Tomezo brought a dagger to a canal near Ryogoku Bridge and attacked Okoma. He cut the arm and leg off one side of her body, then threw them into the canal. Ever since then, the reeds growing along that canal have only sprouted leaves on one side. Yeah, this is the one. The one-sided reed. The one-sided reed. This is bad. Huh? What's so bad about that one? You idiot! Think. The curse bearer of the one-sided reed is... I forgot the names. These are the same person. No, Jesus Christ. This dude and this dude, they're the same person. I think it is Nejima, though. Wait, what was the other dude's name again? Ashimiya. Ashimiya. And he's not here, so it has to be Nejima. Fumichika Nejima. He admitted it himself. That's his curse. Oh, that's right. Wait, but if that's the case... Nejima might have been here last night. But what? I mean, it's possible he was lying to us, but... What? Who's Nejima? No clue. Yeah, they only know him as the janitor. And he has a different name. But Nejima Nejima was a serial killer from 20 years ago, and then he was locked up, and now he's out on not probation, but like what is it called again? Like, people don't know what his name is and everything because he's changed his name. Oh, we have talked to him. Never mind. About Michika Nejima. So, Nejima is trying to take advantage of the Feast of Shadows for his own nefarious purposes. Huh? He said he's going to massacre the city at sundown today? And he's trying to get to your daughter, too? That's why we've been trying to find him, but to no avail. Honestly, this information has been the most useful we've gotten so far. So just to be sure, could you tell me who else was at the school last night? Well, as far as we know, there was us, Mr. Jonuuchi, and one of our classmates, Hitomi. Don't forget old man Ashimiya. Wait, Hitomi? Do you mean Hitomi Okuda? Second year student? Well, yes. Why? Boss. So she was here last night. I saw Hitomi earlier, though, and she didn't seem like a curse bearer to me. You did? Did you talk to her? Yes. Do you mind if we asked you a few questions about that? Hitomi said she didn't want to talk to the police because she was afraid she'd become a suspect. So I can't tell you anything unless you swear you won't drag her into this. Ah, I see. Don't worry, this is about a different matter. A different matter? You mean about that police officer, Mr. Yoshimi? You know about that? Did Hitomi say anything, say something about him? Yes, she did. Actually... About Hitomi Okuda. Hitomi said that Mr. Yoshimi entrusted her with something. He did? What was it? It was some sort of charm, I think. Oh, talisman, I guess. Well, Yoshimi gave her a talisman? Yes, apparently he also asked her to look for another one just like it. One that Michio had. What kind of talismans could they be, boss? Doesn't ring a bell. But if Yoshimi was talking about them with his dying breath, they must have been pretty important. Did they find a talisman on Michio where her body was found? I'll check, but if they did, Yoshimi would have had plenty of time to retrieve it before he died. Right. Would you consider giving us Hitomi's contact information? I'd like to talk to her about this talisman. I'm not sure. She never opened up to anyone except Mr. Yoshimi. I'm no good, huh? I was friends with Yoshimi too. I was friends with Yoshimi though. You don't seem like too bad of a guy. Not all that scary for a cop. But I doubt that'll be enough for her. She really doesn't want to end up becoming a suspect. To be honest, she was even a bit wary of us. Well then. Do you think she'd talk to Yoshimi's fiancé? Haven't they met before? Oh, they have. She told us about that. Yes, she might be willing to talk to her. Alright, then we better find her fast. You haven't been able to reach her? It's a little worrying. About the mastermind behind the Feast of Shadows. To put a stop to the Feast of Shadows. It would help if I knew more about how the curses of these 7 mysteries first came about. In that case, you're probably best off talking to that crabby researcher guy. You mean Mr. Araishi? I would very much like to talk to him. Alright, he's a teacher here too, isn't he? You would know him already. He might be more inclined to talk if it's one of his students doing the asking. Do you know where he is? I do. We tried to talk to him, but he refused to cooperate. You two should give it a try. He's at his usual cafe working on his papers. The cafe? Oh, Kurokikyo Cafe in Kamizawa. Thanks, we'll head over there now. School rule says we're not allowed to go to cafes, though. The school is closed today, though. Don't worry about it. I'll allow it. Thank you. Huh? That's all it takes. Hey Juniper, how you doing? I don't think I know that reference, but But it's nice to see you. Hope you don't, it's good that you're doing good. Animaniacs? I don't even know what that is. I don't think. About Fumichika and Nejima. We're talking about people who were at school last night. There was one more person, though I'm not too clear on the details. There was someone else? Apparently Hitomi actually saw Mr. Jonouchi getting cursed and killed last night. What? Talk about some vital information. What she said happened was... Michio was the one who killed Mr. Jonouchi? Are you sure it was really Michio that she saw? Oh, that's what she told me. I wasn't there. That must mean there was another curse bearer here last night. Jonouchi was killed by a curse, so someone had to have been here, or been there, whether it was Michio or not. Damn, boss, do you think it really could have been Michio's ghost? I mean, based on what we've heard, she does have plenty of reasons to be vengeful. Calm down. Just because the paranormal exists doesn't mean that just anything is possible. It's still possible that Nejima was behind Jonouchi's death. But what about Hitomi's story? Also, let me give you a shouty outy. You like area? Yeah, it's it's funny because it's been like kind of like an inside joke that is just everyone's here just for Ario because I don't know, he's just a very likable guy. We're gonna ask more about Nejima, or talk about him. About this janitor, Ashimiya, was it? How old is he? Do you know how long he's worked here? Huh? Why are you so interested in him all of a sudden? I only just transferred to this school though, so I have no idea. I only just transferred to this school. He's around 50 years old. He came to our school about half a year ago. No one knows what he did before, so there are all kinds of rumors about him. I see. Thanks, I think I'm starting to get a better picture of all this. Huh? Listen up. It's not uncommon for former prisoners to find work under an alias after their release. The notoriety attached to their former name can get in the way of proper rehabilitation, you see. What are you... No way. Ario, have the officers apprehend the janitor. He worked the night shift, so he might still be in the overnight room. Yes, right away. June likes kissy faces. Boss, bad news. Apparently the room's been empty all morning. Sounds like they'd been looking to question Ashimiya too, but couldn't find him anywhere. No. That all but confirms it. Just one more thing to check. Are there any photos of this Ashimiya? The old man seriously hated getting his picture taken. He'd always avoid it. Ariel, call an urgent search for Makoto Ashimiya. We can't let him get away. Yes, sir. I'll contact HQ right away. So they're all in the know now. Jonouchi was almost definitely killed by a curse. But I wonder what the exact cause of death. If the curse's origin and the cause of death are connected, it could give us another lead. Oh my, I didn't expect this at all. Yeah, how could that old man have been some horrible criminal mastermind? I can't believe it. And a curse bear on top of that. To think he was so close to us this whole time, it gives me the chills. A guy like that really shouldn't have been allowed to work at a high school. It's so expressive while doing so little. That's a cute one. Yeah, a guy like that really shouldn't have been allowed to work at a high school. Let's hope it isn't already too late. Oh! I may have shown Ashimiya my curse stone last night. What? I don't like this one bit. Nejima did say he wasn't specifically targeting curse bearers, but I'm glad nothing happened to you. Wait, but then, could it have been Old Man Ashimiya who attacked you in the hallway? I almost told him that you were still in the building too. What? You did? Actually, I did do that, but, I kind of restarted it because that's what you do here. When you die, you get to do it again. Like, you don't have to miss out on anything in this game. If you die, you just start over and it will... You can make different choices so you don't die. What? You did? Yikes. Good thing I didn't say anything. You might have gotten very lucky there, kid. This is too much. I hope they find him soon. Come on. Long arm of the law. Help us. Okay. This is done now. About the mastermind behind the Feast of Shadows. There must be a mastermind behind everything. Someone who orchestrated all of this for a reason. I want to find out why. About Hiromi Okudo. Mayu Chozawa will let you know as soon as we manage to contact her. Okay, I'd be willing to give Hiromi's contact information to her. Oh, right. One more thing. Hiromi told me that Mr. Yoshimi gave her instructions in the event that something happened to him. He told her to give the talisman to Mr. Nakagoshi from the police headquarters. What? So he was a Nakagoshi case. Why would Yoshimi tell her that? Could you check on that? I will, but, well, I don't know if they'll pick up when I call. Is he with the Paranormal Affairs Bureau? Well, yes. Nakagoshi's the chief, but he's almost never in, so I don't really know the guy. To be honest, I'm not even sure if he exists or if he's just a figurehead. I've never spoken to him myself. All of Paranormal Affairs cases are referred to as Nakagoshi cases. Jeez, what's up with that? That amulet Hiromi was looking for may be the missing puzzle piece to this mystery. What was that thing you mentioned about Michio earlier? Something about a grudge? Do you know anything about her? What's your relation? I'm a friend. I was actually planning to resurrect her at first. Ah, I see. We gained quite a lot of information from you two. It's only fair we share as well. Tell her, Ario. Alright. Keep in mind that this is just a theory, though. Okay. After re-examining the crime scene, Yoshimi concluded that Michio's death wasn't a suicide, but a vehicular collision. Wait, what? An accident? Being hit by a speeding truck or a van would have resulted in similar injuries. The investigation was ordered by Yoshimi, so it seems he had his doubts about it being a suicide. What? A van? Speeding? Oh my god. Yako, what's wrong? Are you okay? Ah. Oh, damn. A van. There's a young man in the driver's seat. Wait. I didn't click. Yako. I didn't click on the dialogue, but it just moved anyway. Yes? What? Wait, was I? Are you back now? How do you feel? You're covered in sweat. Yeah, okay. In the driver's seat. In the passenger seat, a woman? So who is this woman? Yeah, I'm okay, I think. Sorry, I went a little crazy there. It's no problem, as long as you're okay. That was quite the surprise, though. Yoshimi talked to you about Michio, didn't he? Well, he didn't give me any specifics, if you're wondering about that. So I don't know what was truly on Michio's mind either. Right. Do you have any idea why Jonouchi was so scared of Michio? Well, about that. I'm not sure exactly how to put this, but... I see. Well, I half expected it was something like that. Thank you for telling me. Sorry, it's hard to explain. I wonder what he got his hands on to be able to blackmail her like that. Michio, what happened? Jonouchi was... Wait, we have read that. So we can only talk to her. Oh, see no other crime, I guess. What's that rope all about? It indicates where Jonouchi's body was found. They moved his body, but this way, we still have an idea of how it was found. Yikes. That's a little gross. You can even see how his arms and legs are all... Ugh. Cool it, Ario. You're scaring her. This kind of stuff is a little much for a kid. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she only asked because you were staring at it so intently. Alright, that's enough. Mio, what do you think? I knew it the second I looked at the scene. You're right. Traces of a curse still linger here. I figured as much. Does that mean Jonouchi was killed by one of the curses of the 7 mysteries? Yes, a strong curse like that always leaves behind a trace. Wow, Mia, you're so calm. Are you used to this kind of thing? I wouldn't say I'm used to it. It just comes with experience, I guess. No? I've heard some stories about you. Didn't you investigate a gruesome scene where someone had been killed by a paranormal attack without even breaking a sweat? Stop it, Mr. Tsusumi. She's going to get the wrong idea. Whoa, that's amazing. Mio, you're a professional. You think? Totally. You're cool even in the face of death. That's awesome. When you put it like that, I'm not sure how awesome it is. Hey boss, Forensics is calling. I'll go see what they have to say. Sure, thanks. Boss, they found this on the ground a short distance away from the scene. What is that? A ribbon? Yeah, the kind you use to tie up your hair. What? I've seen that ribbon before. You have? Go on then. That's the ribbon that Michio always used to wear. What? Doesn't that mean that Michio was here? Are you sure? Definitely. I have the same one at home. We bought them together. That has to be hers. Then, did she come back to life somehow? But how? Oh, it just says the same thing about the thinking. If I was Michio and I came back to life, where would I go? That's the question. She got her revenge on Jonouchi, but she may have more revenge to dish out. Is there anyone else she'd have a grudge against? Well, what about the guy who killed her in the collision? If she really did come back to life, then it's terribly sad that she's spending her new chance at life like this. Being obsessed with revenge is such a tragic way to live. I'm afraid that's all we can tell you. Don't worry. You were a big help. Thank you. We should start our search for Nejima and Mayu Chozawa. It might be worth it to check Michio's house as well, just in case. Let's use the school as our base of operations. If anything happens, go to one of the officers hanging around here. Got it. Thank you, and good luck. Go talk to Mr. Araishi about a way to lift this curse. Alright, boss. Let's get going whenever you're ready. We'll leave the curse lifting to the girls while we go looking for Nejima and Shozawa. There's also the matter of Yoshimi's talisman. But we won't get anything done staying here. We better get a move on. So where do we go? Oh. Finally we can progress. Okay, dead or alive. This is Haruo Shigima. This is the third person that we played as. So it's interesting that we finally met up, like two of the character that we can play as met up just now, which was Yako and Tsutsumi. And now we get to meet the third one as well. Summary of previous events. Haruo and Richter visit Michio's home, having determined her to be a key player in the unresolved kidnapping case from a year before. As the complicated story begins to unravel, they encounter two men. Ma'am, allow me to introduce one of our country's most elite detectives. The name's Jun Irio. I'd hardly call myself elite, but either way, it's nice to meet you. This here is my brilliant Chief Inspector Tsutsumi, and yes, he's just as rough and tumble as he looks. Sometimes I really don't know if you're complimenting or putting me down. So you two are detectives? This is my client, Mrs. Haruo Shigima. Her father's a big deal in the police himself, so remember to mind your manners. A bigwig named Shigima? Boss, you know of this guy? Shit, I've heard the name, but you know I don't keep track of who's who in the upper echelons. There's no need to worry. I am my own person after all, and my father has nothing to do with any of this. Oh, did you hear that, boss? Looks like you're getting off easy again this time. Don't make it sound like I'm involved in some shady business. It ain't like that. You both seem rather jovial despite being detectives. How rare. All the police officers I've met have always been so dull. Well, you won't find any dull cops here. We'll round up all your criminals with a smile. That's our motto. How lovely. Keep it up. Just hold on one second. This is the first time I'm hearing of that. Well, you're right about them not being your typical detectives. A young and energetic detective. He seems to have a strong sense of justice. If my son had the chance to grow older, perhaps he would have become an officer just like him. He seems like he's got a lot of experience working the streets. Most of the officers I know are the bureaucratic desk jockey types. The contrast is rather striking. I thought we might cause some trouble standing in the middle of the street talking like this, but so far we haven't drawn any attention. Then again, that might just be because nobody wants to get involved with the case. It seems they were acquainted, but also like they haven't talked in a long time. So these detectives are out here because of the recent string of strange deaths. It's best we keep quiet about our involvement with the curses. I guess knowing how to deal with cops is also part of an investigator's job. Not quite. The two of us used to be comrades, is all. Comrades? That's right. Richter used to be part of the police force himself. He quit a few years ago to go solo. Is that so? You should give it a try, Ario. There's more freedom in working as a private investigator. You can't say much for the quality of life, though. It's been 2 years, right? I hadn't heard of you since you quit. I didn't think your business would last, but here you are. You sure don't want to return to the force? We'll take you back with open arms. What? To sit on my ass and watch the birds fly? I'll take a pass. I don't belong in that world. Come on, Richter. We need your talents. The public needs you. No, you don't. This is my calling. The police will manage just fine without me. I'll keep on typing up all your loose ends. Typing, by the way. Tying up all your loose ends. Saving the little birdies you abandon. I can't believe you were actually part of the police force once. There's a story behind everything, ma'am. I don't regret my time on the force. I wouldn't have the connections I have today without it. Okay, let's talk to Jun Ario. What brings you here, Richter? You on a case? That's right. I'm picking up the police's slack. I trust you remember the kidnapping and murder case from last year. Oh, I remember now. You're that Haru Shigima. From the kidnapping case. Huh? Did I miss something? Don't be an idiot. It was the case where Munasada Shigima's grandson was kidnapped. Which must have been your son, ma'am. Indeed, the story was suppressed by the news. In the end, it was considered a huge failure on the police department's part. Most of the investigation was conducted in secret. And unfortunately, the department is unwilling to reopen the case. Any investigation carried out afterwards turned up nothing at all. Which is why I'm now on the job. So they never caught the culprit, huh? It's rough. So, your findings have brought you to this place, then. To this place, then. That's right, an individual connected to the case used to live around here. Used to? That's right, as of last week they're deceased. I'd hope to talk to the family. No one was home when I checked last time, so we figured we'd try again. Interesting. Yeah, so they're, wanting to talk to Michio's parents, which was the student who died. It sure doesn't look good on the police to be mishandling cases like these. If there really was a culprit, it should be our responsibility to bring them to justice. Well, I do consider the police my people. So, you consider the blame to be shared. You got a stern side as well, I see. By the way, ma'am, this might be sudden. There's something I'd like to confirm with you. And that is... Do you happen to know anything about the 7 mysteries of Honjo? Oh, he's getting right into it. Sorry, Chief, but that's hardly... With all due respect, investigator, I think my question was addressed to the lady. If you insist. What do you say, ma'am? Can you tell us anything? The thing is, so she wants to remain a curse bearer so that she can get the right of resurrection to resurrect her son that was kidnapped and killed. So she wouldn't really want to cooperate with the police to help get all the curse stones. She wants to keep her so she can do the rite of resurrection. But I don't want her to use it. I want to see what happens if I just click the dots. Okay, so it didn't actually give you an actual choice. Can't say I know much. Is that so? Well, I'm sorry for the intrusion. Come to think of it, I heard some things about this area last night. Something about a strange yet conspicuous man dressed in white loitering around. Wait a second. I assume they were talking about you, investigator. Well, I won't argue that I'm strange and conspicuously dressed in white. And as it turns out, I was out here last night to conduct my investigation. Did you run into anything strange or out of the ordinary? Out of the ordinary? I guess I did observe a few suspicious characters. You were asking about curses just now. Why would a public servant be interested in the occult? Boss, Richter's a smart man. He can help us if we tell him what we know. I can't promise I'll be of any help to you, but I'm interested in hearing what you've got to say. Something is happening in Honjo, isn't there? It must be something big if they got your head, they got you head office guys on it. Well, I guess it's alright. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Thank you, boss. Because we're getting an ad, but I'm like, honestly, I'm just gonna... I kind of just want to keep going. Listen closely to what we're about to say, Richter. Yeah, they're telling him the full story about the Nejima murder and stuff, probably. So by using curses to commit murders, these people collect soul dregs to perform the rite of resurrection? He knows that already. And these curse stones are somehow connected to the 7 mysteries of Honjo? It's a tough story to swallow, but I don't see a reason to doubt you either. We figured the strange occurrences happening around here recently are connected to these curses. To get this situation under control, we've been searching for the curse bearers to confiscate their curse stones. Do you have any information that might help us? That's tough. I never expected curses and other mumbo-jumbo to play into this all. But if we're talking shady characters, there was this middle-aged fellow I saw on south of Warigazui Street. He had an average build. He was anxious, like he was searching for prey. Boss, what do you think? I think that was the first person that we played as in the prologue. Oh, no, it wasn't. Never mind. Well, considering the location, it could have been Hideki Araishi. We already got his curse stone. Impressive. You two are working quick. Did you see anything else? Not that I can remember. That's a shame. Hey, Palm, hello? Oh, no, never mind. If you see any characters who look like they might be carrying a curse stone, it'll be a huge help if you let us know. Absolutely. I'll let you know if I find anything. Richter, perhaps you could lend a hand on our case too. There's a number of people we can't track, and finding missing persons happen to be your specialty, no? I'd hate to disappoint you, but I'm busy enough with this case. The faith of my clients is what keeps me afloat. I have to prioritize requests by the order in which they come. I see. Well, can't say that that's not fair. What do you need a private investigator for anyway? The cops should have plenty of bright folks to throw at the job. True, but this isn't an ordinary case we're dealing with here. Back with cold kebab pizza, they were going to call it curse balls first, but pivoted to curse stones. You sure about that? But yeah, how you doing, Pom? Also, what do you mean back with cold kebab pizza? Were you here earlier and I missed it? No. But, I'm glad you're here. Source, you made it up. I know. I know. Huh? By the way, that reminds me. Richter. Yes? You said the person who used to live here died last week. You wouldn't be referring to Michio Shiraishi by chance? You knew? I thought so. It seems like we're here for the same reason then. Seriously? Michio was involved with curses and magic? Straightly speaking, the curse part isn't our concern. We're looking into Yoshimi's case. Yoshimi? Alright. Hajime Yoshimi's. That's right. He died on the job. I'm sure you heard of it. I heard. It was a most unfortunate loss. So there's a connection between Hajime Yoshimi of the Juvenile Division and Michio. Well, hold on. Let's focus on Michio for a second. You think she had something to do with the kidnapping? Talk about unforeseen developments. Exchanging information should prove mutually beneficial. I'll tell you what I know, but in turn I want the full scoop on your findings concerning Michio. Sure, to tell you the truth... What? You believe Michio's ghost is the one who killed Mr. Jonouchi? Yo, cold pizza and it's kebab pizza with mild sauce, you're always back. Like coming back to an establishment. It was only a slice? How did it end up so nice? It was only a slice. That's how it goes, isn't it? You always want more. You believe Michio's ghost is the one who killed Mr. Jonouchi? So he wasn't just mumbling nonsense? I mean, we haven't fully confirmed anything yet. But the testimonies we've heard and the evidence we found point in that direction. Testimony? You mean from those, psychic high schoolers? Didn't they also say there was a chance Michio hadn't killed herself? Wait, if that's all true then... Did you figure something out? So dramatic. Kankichiro Iwai. Huh? Kankichiro Iwai. He'll be the next victim. We have to open the door to the Shiraishi house. We need to look inside. Hey, what's gotten into you? Oh yeah, is that her stepdad? That she might want to get a revenge on? Hey, what's gotten into you? Boss? I'm sure the landlord would give us the key if we asked. Screw that. You know how long that could take? We can ask for permission later. Richter? Hey, Richter, calm down. We can't just... Well, I guess he can. Take that, you shitty door. That's how you do it. Me too stuff. Richter, get a hold of yourself. What if he's already dead now? I see you're still the same as always. Everyone, come quick. Look at this. Yep. Knew it. Knew it. He was already dead. Whoa! What's up with this room? Boss, there's a dead body in here. Whoa, could that be Michio's dad? Nah, he's her stepdad at best, if that. It's got to be the body of Kankichiro Iwai. There's no doubt about it. This man's a goner. It's gotten real messed up. Looks like he's been like this for a while. I'd say it happened last night. It's giving objection? Yeah. Ario, did you find Jonouchi's body in the same state? Now that you mention it. It looked as though Kohei Jonouchi had died from a number of heavy blows. What are you suggesting, investigator? It was Michio Shiraishi. She's alive. She used the power of the curses to get back at the men who ruined her life. That's ridiculous. You're suggesting she actually revived? It's got to be that. And if she's alive, then... My apologies for interrupting. I know we've just arrived at an interesting plot point. But do you really think a dead girl is going around taking revenge from beyond the grave? Consider this. What if Michio Shiraishi never died? But seeing as you've come this far, I'm sure you already know the truth, don't you? And so, I would have you answer me a question. Where in Honjo was Michio Shiraishi at the... What? Ellie, hello! Welcome in, welcome in! Thank you so much for the raid! Hello! Welcome in! How was your stream? Were you playing Metaphor today? Were you playing more Metaphor? Welcome in! Thank you so much for the raid! I hope you had a good stream. Hope you had a good one. And yeah, go follow Ellie if you haven't already. Go do it. Go do it. And yeah, this is my cat Tusta, by the way. And if you're new here, my name is Vepricos. You can call me Vepri. I play I also play Metaphor. Not today though, but every other day that I stream, I do play Metaphor. It's just on Saturdays that I play Paranormasight, The 7 Mysteries of Honjo, which is a visual novel. And it's a mystery novel. Well, I guess they kind of call it a horror, but it's well, I guess it's a little bit of both. But yeah, that's what we're doing here. We're just having a chill stream, playing this game, and later on we're gonna be having a just chatting stream where we're gonna stream together with Tritac Zach, and we're gonna talk about the upcoming animes this season. She's just cuddling the mic. But yeah, welcome in everyone. Keegan and Ellie. Hey Craig, hello! And Jem. Hello, hello. A kitty getting all the pets. Yeah. Yeah, she's very cuddly. She's a very cuddly kitty. Hey. She's also very focused. Like, she didn't even look at me now. I have no idea what she's looking at. But it's not me. Remus the cat was not having it today. Oh. Is he squirming when you hold him up and stuff? She's so focused. Wait, I have 2 cats. My other cat is called Sirius. He's also has like a cream colored fur. It's like, it's not quite orange, but it's like lighter than that. She spotted one of your buddies, maybe? He saw the other cat and wanted to run to him. Oh. Are they good friends, by the way? She's just moving her head away from me. She's so focused. Well, yeah. Yeah, we're just chilling. We're just chilling. Chatting. Well, not chatting. I'm chatting because I'm reading dialogue, but but yeah, also if you need to raid and run, obviously feel free to do so as well. But if not, then you're more than welcome to hang out as well. Just a laser focused. They're alright, not too bad. They play a lot. At the start, the older was pissed when you just got Remus, but now they're better. The older one tolerates him, I guess. Yeah, that's fair. That's how it was with my cats as well. I had Tusta first. And And she was kind of acting like his mom when I first got serious. But then when he got older, she was like, why are you still here? You're an adult now. Get out of here. And now she can't stand him. Well, I mean, she tolerates him for the most part, but it's like, she wants him at a distance. But it's like, when are you leaving the nest? So she was only acting like his mom at the beginning. Well, I guess she's kind of acting like his mom by wanting him gone too, I guess. Oh. But yeah, so it's kind of difficult to explain everything that goes on in the story in the game, and we're kind of closer to the end than the beginning, so it's gonna be difficult for me to explain what is going on. But it is a very cool game. It is a very cool game. Get a job, yeah. When is this bum gonna get a job and move out? Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we're in Honjo was Michio Shiraishi at the hour 8 o'clock this morning. How should I know that? She was supposed to be dead. Well, I mean, she was supposed to be at the school, right? Okay, let's see. But yeah, she's dead. Michio was a second-year student at Komagata High School. She was found deceased 1 week ago in a back alley off South Warigizui Street. Her entire body broken and severely contorted. Police determined that Michio committed suicide by jumping from a nearby apartment building. As there was no suicide note, the police based their conclusion on interviews with Michio's peers. Michio was an honor student with a good head on her shoulders and consistently excellent grades, making her a favorite among the teachers. Although she appeared somewhat reserved, she had a positive outlook on life and a courageous spirit. Michio and Yako is one of the characters we're playing as. Michio and Yako formed a long-lasting friendship during childhood, with Yako's unbending, uncompromising attitude deeply influencing Michio. However, beneath her strong exterior, Michio had been pushing herself too hard and keeping her emotions bottled up to the point that they risked overflowing. Following her father's death 3 years ago and moving to a new house, Michio began avoiding Yako. Although the two remained in the same area of town and attended the same high school, they gradually grew further apart. Yako herself worried for her childhood friend, but incapable of wading into complexities of Michio's home life, kept her distance. Days passed, and though Michio longed to confess everything to Yako, the moment to do so never came. Michio carried an old talisman, a memento of her father, with her at all times. So we don't even get a hint as to where she could have been at this point. Because 8 o'clock this morning, she had already been to the school at night. And if her stepdad, who is here, died during the night as well, where would she be in the meantime between being at the school and here? How am I supposed to know that? And he says that it should be obvious to me, but it's not obvious to me. I don't know. The school where all evil takes place. That's true. This is like Jujutsu Kaisen, Death Note, and Persona had a baby. I mean, it is maybe a little bit more realistic because it doesn't have any you know, shonen action type scenes in it, but yeah, it is pretty interesting though. You'll be here but lurky. I appreciate the lurk, and guys, go check out Ellie. If you haven't, do that. Because at school? Like, the only things that I can think of is either the high school or at home. But if her stepdad looked like he had been dead since the day before... then is probably not here. Was she really at school though? I don't know, I'm just gonna guess. Huh, I see. So that's what you think. I don't know what I think. Let's take a moment to reconsider what you know and choose again, shall we? Well, I mean, those are the only places that I know for sure that she has been. But maybe it's here? Okay, that's not it. Okay, I'm just gonna guess until I get the right one then. I don't know what he wants me to think. I don't know what I'm supposed to know. Shigima resonance. Yeah, that seems very unlikely, but I wanted to pick everything. Hey, Tusta. What should be the last one that I pick? It's probably the last one that I pick. Candy Shop Senoia. Or Senoia. I see, very well. Congratulations, you are correct. Wait, so why would she be at the... Why would she be at the shop that Yako lives? Yako's family owns the candy shop. So what man would she be trying to... or... would she try to kill Yako instead? Or would she go there to explain? That's the only reason why I could see that she would go there, but at the same time I don't really understand why that would have been the obvious choice here. Congratulations, you are correct. You got it wrong 8 times. Well, it's a trivial matter. It's fine. It may have been easier to reach that conclusion had you considered the cause of death. Let's get back to the story then, shall we? I've taken up enough of your time. Okay. What? So you really think Michio Shiraishi is alive? Just think it through and it all becomes obvious. It tracks, but... do you really think that girl could have managed all of this? First of all, Ario, go report this to HQ. Understood. I'll get on it right away. I'll start investigating this place. It sure isn't lacking in stuff that needs looking at. There's a bunch of photos on the same person pasted on the wall over there. Huh? Oh, now. Hold on. These photos... these are all of Fumichiga and Nejima. Gross. I did recognize the hair. Really? Come to think of it, he was in the papers a lot back in the day. Oh, there's even more pasted up over here. These are all cutouts from newspapers and magazines about the Nejima murders. I don't get it. Why the weirdo shrine? Let's keep looking around. I wonder if he is the one who did that, or if it was Michio. There's nothing around to confirm his identity. But by the looks of him, I'd say he's Kankichiro Iwai. You seen him before? I heard he had a criminal record, so I assumed he wouldn't have held a respectable occupation. Is this what a curse does to a person? Ma'am, it'll be better not to look so closely. It's amazing. What? How so? Truly is what it is. It is kind of cruel, yeah. These are old books scattered everywhere. I wonder what they're about. Many of them are written in a foreign language. It'll be a pain to look through all of these. Let's save them for later and continue to look around. It's off-putting to look at, but I can't help but wonder what in the world this is. They're magic runes. They're used in Western black magic rituals. Most of the time they're useless imitations, though. I wouldn't get too excited about it. Oh my. Who knew the chief inspector was such an expert on the occult? I just chanced upon that information. That girl with the spirit sense we mentioned, she's pretty informed on the subject. Someone was attempting to perform Western black magic in this place. Pretty absurd if you ask me. Of course, the person in question was dead serious about it all. Western black magic. While magic is often classed as a branch of mysticism, or may variously refer to the likes of witchcraft or astrology, here it refers specifically to Western black magic. In the Middle Ages, the line between science and magic was blurred, with the pursuit of the supernatural considered a legitimate academic discipline. Astrology was regarded akin to astronomy, while alchemy was accepted as scientific fact and would eventually evolve into what is known today as chemistry. One discipline, however, was considered wicked and shunned accordingly: black magic, the practice of using magical knowledge to strike a bargain with demons. In contrast to the socially acceptable subject studied by the intelligentsia, black magic was most prolific among the lower classes. It was the common people who suffered most from the ills of the day: war, famine, and sickness, which perhaps led them to seek aid from unholy powers. As heresy, these rituals and spells were nowhere to be found in orthodox modes of teaching, but instead were recorded in tomes of dubious credibility. It's the same man in every picture. Is that Fumichika Nejima? Wow, this is quite the spectacle. I don't think I'll ever manage to erase this from my mind. Don't worry, Richter. You're quite the spectacle yourself. Do you mean to compare me with the likes of a bizarre criminal? Well, that was an unfortunate thing to say. Look at these. Pictures of Fumichika Nejima cut out from the newspapers and magazines. Whoever put these up was obsessed. I wonder what their intent was. You think the Shiraishis are somehow connected to Nejima's case? Perhaps they did this as to not forget a grudge or something. It's crazy to think Nejima might be involved in all of this too. Do you think he might have anything to do with the body here? Maybe. The man's already on parole. He's a curse bearer with a curse stone now. He announced that from sundown today, and he'll be going on a killing spree. Oh dear. There's an emergency search underway as we speak, but no one's yet managed to get a hold of the bastard. So he hasn't changed his ways. That doesn't bode well. To tell you the truth, the lady here isn't completely unconnected from the Nejima murders either. You don't say. That's right. We talked about it last night. 20 years ago, I found the hand in Sumida River that brought the incident to light. You don't say. You were the kid from back then? You were really brave. You did a great deed. Were you the detective I spoke with? I had no idea. So you two have met before. Fancy that. I've been worried that Fumichika Nejima might bear resentment towards you, ma'am. You might be right. Unfortunately, that asshole is quite the resentful type. Oh dear. What if he's the one who's behind her son getting kidnapped and everything too? That asshole. I wonder who put the idea into his head. And now he's got the one-sided read too. He's threatening to massacre the people of Honjo at sundown. Seriously? On top of that, he's been itching to get revenge on me as well. Of all things, the man's gone and threatened to kill my daughter. Damn, that's quite the threat. Certainly you can't afford to stay put here. The fucker wants to get us all antsy. When I finally get to arresting him, it'll be a cool head. It will be with a cool head. Not gonna give him the pleasure, huh? Well, if Iwai and Fumichika Nejima have anything to do with each other, then this room might hold a clue to Nejima's location. Let's hope so. This place is disgusting. Did Michio Shiraishi really live here? The sliding door leads to the kitchen. It barely fits the frame. With the window and storm shutters closed, no light gets in here at all. It's pitch black. The neighbors mentioned they started to keep the house shut like this not long ago. This drawer is really old. Chief Inspector, do you mind if I look inside? Huh? I mean, in normal cases, only the police would be allowed to touch things, right? Right. Ario isn't here, so let me take a look at it. There's just clothes in here. Not much variety either. Can't say they were big spenders. Well, I was hoping to find a kind of talisman here, but I guess we're not so lucky. I see. Thank you anyway. It looks like the things spread around here have been like this for a while now. This ritual, whatever, was something he attempted up to recently. Plenty of the neighbors mentioned having heard strange mantra-like noises coming from here during the night. You think Iwai was the one chanting? Hard to say. Could have been one of the Shiraishis as well. If you look through these books in the back, we might learn whatever it is they were trying to do. What do you say, Chief? Would you let me look through it if I wore gloves? Well, it's not like I'm any help with foreign languages. Go ahead. Thank you. Huh. Seems to be a book on Western black magic. The same runes are written here, alongside detailed descriptions of the procedures. I suppose you'd call these grimoires. It's all a bunch of nonsense if you ask me, though. You think this Iwai guy was studying them? Perhaps to perform some kind of ritual? There are a bunch of handwritten notes beside the grimoires. Whoever it was, they were serious about this. Iwai doesn't look like the type to be into this stuff, but you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. But why would he be studying black magic? According to the materials, this here rune is for the restoration of youth. Perhaps he was trying to become young again. This over here seems to be black magic related to resurrection. Each one of these spells requires a human sacrifice. Talk about dangerous. Resurrection? Like the rite? I guess no matter what part of the world, people will turn to the occult for similar reasons. What is it? This looks like a journal. It's probably EY's. A journal? Mm-hmm. His writing is surprisingly thorough. It's almost as if he was writing a report for someone. Oh, wow. Now this is something. What is it? What did he write? This is quite the find. Let me give you a summary. So, this Kankichiro Iwai fellow, he'd been searching for a spell to restore youth for years. So he was into black magic from the start. He believed if he could learn to successfully perform the spell, he could then use it to earn a fortune. To tell you the truth, it seems he was already getting funded after he acquired this grimoire. You don't say. It's starting to sound kind of familiar. But first, let's find out how he got his hand on this grimoire. It seems that Nejima told him where he could obtain the book when they were both in prison. What? It's nearly too much of a coincidence. Likely not coincidence. It seems like Iwai took an interest in the Nejima murders after it made the news. He admired him rather passionately. You might even say he worshipped the man. Worship? Nejima of all people? This was a time when students were itching to rebel. Anyone who did something to shake the world was bound to gather admirers. Iwai had been collecting these photos ever since that time. And since he just so happened to land in prison at the same time as Nejima, he made sure to get in contact. This is a lot. I mean, even having it all laid out like this, the thought of Nejima being involved with these grimoires is staggering. I don't think we ever had anything pointing to that. What's the connection? To be honest, it's a shock to me too. For years, we've been scratching our heads over the motives behind the Nejima murders. Yep, it's been a mystery to all of us from the very start. Oh, now. Wait just 1 minute. Do you think... No way. Were you saying... That's right. The murders might have been for a ritual. He was attempting to perform black magic. The instructions written down for the sacrificial offering match up exactly with the acts carried out by Nejima. You gotta be kidding me. So that sadistic crap he was doing was all for black magic? That's what the evidence suggests. However, Nejima tried to do some type of resurrection ritual, but Iwai had different motives. Chief Inspector, you might think this is all the stuff of fantasy, but that doesn't refute that Nejima and Iwai were both acting in earnest. This is batshit insane. You're telling me that Nutjob did this all for some hokey-pokey resurrection? Shit, resurrection? It means there must have been someone Nejima wanted to bring back to life. Damn, that's it. That has to be it. Fucking hell, it makes sense now. What? What is it? So, about the Nejima murders. There's some, information that's been kept from the public. Go on. When we broke into his house and arrested him, we also found a baby. A baby? It was a girl. Looked to be about 6 months old. But she was covered in filth. She looked so weak and sickly. We called the medics right away. If we were a second later, I'm sure the girl would have died. So was Nejima the father? He told us he'd found her under a bridge. He found her? She was abandoned? I've heard of parents threatening to leave their child under a bridge as a threat. But I think it really happens. Thank you for the lurk, Shane. I appreciate it. No worries, no worries. Ah, I suppose there are those cases with the dead newborns I suppose there are those cases with the dead newborns found stuffed in coin lockers, so it's not without precedent. Whatever the case, we never found out the truth. But there's one rumor from back then that I could never get out of my mind. And it's starting to sound more likely now. Me too, now. Well, I'm sure this isn't the first time you've heard of it. Many believe Nejima's guilty of more crimes than what got him convicted. Back then, a lot of girls went missing. Yeah, I remember all of that. Among the high school girls that might have been murdered, or maybe I should say sacrificed, was a girl who was pregnant. Goodness. That's horrific. He killed her and dismembered her body. And we thought maybe the baby we found is what he pulled out from inside her. Oh, damn. That is pretty wild. Don't misunderstand me. This is all speculation on top of more speculation. Here? But I, for one, never believed that man would just take in a baby he found under a bridge. I'm feeling sick. Stay strong, ma'am. I know this is hard to hear. Like I said, don't take that to be the full truth. We were running on speculation back then. Now that this whole resurrection magic has come into play, we should consider the possibility it was his child. And that maybe he was trying to revive whoever the mother might have been. It's just a theory, but my life would have been a tad easier if it were true. That's an interesting thought. If there's anyone Nejima would want to resurrect, a deceased wife is as good a guess as any. The fact that he obtained a curse stone suggests he has an interest in the rite of resurrection. Damn, you're right. Here I was thinking that he was only after the curse's power to massacre. Chief Inspector? Yeah. What happened to the child? I wonder if she thinks that it might have been her. No, wait, no, it couldn't have been her because she was too old at the time. Yeah, what happened to the child? Without a birth registration on file, best we could do was find the girl some suitable foster parents. It was decided to keep the circumstances secret for the sake of the child's future. Well, I'm glad she was taken care of. So who could it have been? Maybe it was Michio. I don't know. The person who put all these photos up must have been obsessed with Nejima. They might have had some relations with Nejima's victims, or perhaps it was the opposite. The opposite? What if it wasn't loathing, but admiration? But then... these aren't just cut from publications. They even snapped a number of shots of their own. They must have admired him. Why else would they have collected so many pictures? Whatever the case, it's certain they were obsessed. I just needed to get the check mark. Don't mean to derail the conversation, but there's still more written in Iwai's journal. We know Iwai had managed to obtain the grimoire thanks to the advice he got from his idol, Nejima, while in prison. After conducting research and gathering more information, he determined he had a chance to get rich quick. Right, he thought he could make some money if he could successfully use rejuvenation magic. Correct. Turns out someone gave him the idea. And get this. It was the one and only queen and chairwoman of Hihaku Soaps herself, Natsue Yamamori. Wait, the chairwoman of Hihaku Soaps? So that's where this leads. Here, let me read what he wrote. The queen of Hihaku has a strange fear of growing old. Ah, I see. Because she was after curse stones. And they said that she wasn't going to use them. She was just collecting them to take them out of people's hands that could be using them and doing something dangerous. So was she collecting them for Nejima then? No. Her fear of death is even worse. If she does die, she wishes to be revived, and she will spend whatever it takes to preserve her beauty. Magic, rituals, and rites. She'll use whatever means necessary. Her tenacity is unbelievable. This looks like a fun and cozy place, yeah. Very, very cozy. She was apparently investing money into any research on resurrection, the restoration of youth, and the like. So she would even throw her money at the occult. The places greed will take you. Well then, that brings us to Hideki Araishi. She presumably funded his research into Rite of Resurrection as well. That's what it all points towards. I wouldn't be surprised if the Witch of Hihaku pounced at the rumors of the Rite of Resurrection. It's starting to sound likely. It might also be why she's spreading the rumor about having godly powers. It's a convenient cover for if she becomes young again. Godly powers? What's that all about? You can ignore that. Either way, I think OIE took the payments he was getting for his research to seduce a family into taking him in to keep a low profile. The Shiraishi family, Michio and her mother, Toshiko, were just his unlucky marks. And this is where you get involved. Are you feeling steady, ma'am? Huh? Is this something to do with me? Are you saying that? No, you can't mean. You realize then. Perhaps. I shouldn't have guessed. Because I don't know what the next line is. How am I supposed to... Hold on. Well, he was probably the one who kidnapped her son, is what I'm thinking. Kankichiro Iwai's... living sacrifice? What? Was a child. Kankichiro Iwai's living sacrifice was a child. That was correct! Damn, I'm good. That's exactly it. Iwai moved in with the Shiraishis to practice his magic. So he was probably the one who kidnapped her son. He needed a sacrifice to perform his youth restoration spell, but that meant extracting the life force from someone young. Oh no. Of course. That awful man. So it was Iwai. This man. Iwai worshipped Nejima, so he must have also despised Nejima's detractors. So he chose her son because she was the one who found the hand of one of Nejima's victims. So it was to punish her. Not to mention he was captured and sent to jail once before. Surely he had a bone to pick with the police. So when he realized he had the chance to both avenge Nejima, embarrass the police, and acquire a living sacrifice at the same time... Okay. Say it wasn't what I said, but that could have also been added to it. Fuck. You got it. Iwai kidnapped Haru Ishigima's son and managed to score 3 birds with 1 stone. Oh no. Oh no. You're telling me then that that horrid man, he never had the intention of returning my child? I thought there might have been a reason why the kidnapper seemed to be mocking the police. He never wanted money. His aim was to humiliate the force. It all makes sense. He must have used Michio to lower your boy's defenses and then kidnapped him on his way back home. That man, he took Shuichi. Ma'am, please calm down. I understand, but you must remember to breathe. You don't understand. You have absolutely no idea what I'm going through. This isn't a joke. I wouldn't expect the police to understand. You'll never understand. Living sacrifices. What a stupid, stupid idea from a stupid little man. Okay, ma'am, let's just take a moment to breathe. Why don't we go get some fresh air? I can't believe this. This is... Well, this is a pretty huge revelation. Chief, I think it's best we take our leave. Before we go, there's one more important piece of information noted in his journal. Oh? Iwai got in contact with Nejima last year, after Nejima was released on parole. He provided him with accommodation and financial support. Is that so? He managed to find a hideout for Nejima to stay in. Damn it. If anything, rather than use his money to support the Shiraishis, it seems most went to Nejima instead. If Nejima is lurking around anywhere at the moment, it's probably in that hideout. Did he write where it is? Unfortunately, no. Not that I can tell. But it seems Michio knew where it was. She never met with Nejima in person, but she was made to go in and clean up, among other things. What good is that information? What good is that information? The girl is already dead. Well, is she though? Wait, no, she's alive. Yeah. That's right. Michio Shiraishi is alive. If you can find her and get her to talk, you can get her to spill the beans on his hideout too. Investigator, I'm asking you. I should be going. The lady's not well. Persons of interest updated. He's tipping his fedora. It's about to go down. Yeah. The common law husband of Michio Shiraishi's mother, Toshiko Shiraishi. Kankichiro started coming and going from the Shiraishi household a little over a year ago. It seems he has served some time in prison, but the details are unknown. His deceased body was discovered at the Shiraishi home. Kankichiro once made a living by placing advertisements in magazines to sell phony magic items and good luck charms. He held a nostalgic yearning for the post-war era when things and people were simple, and has nothing but negative things to say about the rapidly developing, ostentatious world of late. Radical in his belief that it would be better to tear down society and start over again, Kankichiro was discontent with his life spent poking around in society's cesspools to make a few coins. When the Nejima murders were widely reported in the media, it had a great impact on Kankichiro, as he witnessed how a single act by a single man could cause a major rift in society. Perceiving Fumichika Nejima as a great hero, he began collecting every piece of information he could find on the man. Kankichiro was later arrested for his illegal business practices, and a chance meeting with Fumichika during his incarceration solidified his idolization. He was captivated by Fumichika's talk of black magic and following his release, acquired the grimoire Fumichika had hidden away. As for Toshiko Shiraishi, Kankichiro set his sights on her after encountering her at her part-time job. When he learned that the Shiraishi family was in financial trouble and could not afford to send Michio to college, he turned on the charm and took advantage of their weakness by offering them money. He revealed his true colors, however, after moving in with the family, and used violence and money to keep Toshiko and Michio under his thumb. All the while, his belief in black magic deepened, and he found a sponsor in the Hihaku Corporation. Kankichiro forced the Shiraishi family to perform various rituals, with any attempts to resist being met with merciless beatings. The mother and daughter were helpless to resist. After Hihaku offered Kankichiro great sums to intensify his work with black magic, he set his mind to sacrificing a child in order to perform a youth restoration spell. For this purpose, he chose Shuichi Shigema, the son of Haruo Shigema, against whom Fumichika held a grudge. He attempted to enlist Michio so as not to alarm the boy, and when she resisted, beat her mother 20 times. With Michio's assistance, Kankichiro kidnapped Shuichi and locked him up in the Shiraishi house, and told the young and courageous boy that he'd kill Michio if he tried to run. While his actions were motivated by a personal grudge against the police, it was first and foremost an attempt to create a societal uproar and breakdown in public order, so Kankichiro painted the crime as a regular kidnapping, demanding a ransom from the family. However, because of an embargo on the press, the kidnapping did not cause a public outcry akin to that of the Nejima murders. Infuriated, Kankichiro had Toshiko perform the sacrifice ritual by threatening to kill Michio if she refused. Toshiko killed Shuichi in his sleep, but the spell failed, for which Kankichiro blamed her. Warning Michio to keep silent about the murder to avoid incriminating her mother, Kankichiro dumped the boy's body in a nearby river. The tiny corpse was found a week later in the Sumida River, after floating through several canals in Honjo. Having drifted for days in the polluted waters, little evidence remained. Although Kankichiro performed no further sacrifices, his devotion to black magic only increased. Toshiko and Michio spent their days consumed by guilt, forced to continue serving Kankichiro until the day they died. That is so sad. Are you feeling better now that we've gotten some fresh air, ma'am? I'm fine. Suddenly finding out who the kidnapper was really made me lose my wits. We managed to solve the kidnapping case by pure luck here. You're right. But Richter, I feel grateful towards Michio. Because she killed the kidnapper? There's that too. But it's for something else. If Michio is the one killing all these people, then she must have acquired quite a sizable amount by now. Soul dregs, I mean. Hey, Richter? Whether the kidnapper's dead or alive, it doesn't mean a thing. Revenge won't bring my boy back. And if Nejima is planning to cause a massacre to collect soul dregs, then all the better. I won't give up on resurrection. Well, so I'm counting on you. Well, we're not gonna have her do that. We're not gonna have her do that, okay? I think we should start here, maybe. Summary of previous events. The rite of resurrection is the inception of this whole affair. Yako and Mio decide to confront the man responsible for spreading rumors of it in the first place. Hideki Araishi. They find him at his frequent stomping grounds, the Kurokikyo Cafe. Also, we're getting an ad break now. You love the art style of this game? It is really good. It is really good. That's partially why I wanted to play it too. Oh, there's a You know, normally you'd be breaking school rules just by stepping foot in a cafe. I'll be in hot water if you lied about having permission from the police. Remember that. We know. It'll be okay. Why would that be a problem when the school is closed for the day, though? So, what did you want to ask me? I'm just gonna get this sticker. Mockingbird number 8 discovered. I love these birds. It's so funny. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, these are like collectibles you can find in the game. These popular bird mascot stickers seem to pop up everywhere. Nobody knows who the legendary artist is behind these quirky birds. They quickly became popular for their surreal yet oddly cute designs. Be in the right place at the right time in Honjo and you might just be able to find all 20 of them scattered around. Legend has it collecting them all will bring good luck. So these are the only ones that I have so far. They're all delinquent birds, by the way, which is so funny. Sparing Sparrow Bros. That's the one I just got. Sparing Sparrow Bros. Funny. Wait until you feel like yourself again. Maybe that was what happened. What I should have checked on the previous one. I'm gonna go back and get all of them at some point. At some point. A cafe. I've never been to one before. How exciting. It's pretty smelly inside because of this cigarette smoke, but... Yeah, so this is like late 70s, early 80s, by the way. Hence the smoking indoors. A coffee shop on South Warigizui Street. Kurokikyo Cafe's convenient location has made it a favorite of businessmen in the neighborhood. Although formerly a relaxing location where classical and jazz music were played, the cafe has begun incorporating some pop songs into its playlist at the request of customers. The most popular menu item is a pilaf served with black coffee, although cream soda topped with a large scoop of ice cream is also a popular choice. Fashionable cafes featuring jazz and live performances were in vogue until the mid-Showa era, when the number of cafes offering carefully brewed cup of coffee in a relaxed atmosphere began to increase. Many of these locations also have public telephones, making them convenient meeting places. However, they also developed a reputation as hangout spots for delinquents, leading a large number of schools to forbid their students from patronizing them. In recent years, table arcade games have become a big hit, affording cafes installing them a steady stream of customers. The Shigima kidnapping overview. I haven't read this one. A kidnapping and murder case that took place in Honjo, Sumida, around 1 year ago. Haru Shigima's son, Shuichi, age 11, was kidnapped on his way home from school, with a ransom being demanded that same evening. Initially, the kidnapping was thought of as a simple extortion scheme, but when it came to light that the Shigima family was closely tied to the police, and Shuichi was in fact the grandson of a senior official, it was quickly assumed that the perpetrator was acting upon a grudge against the police force. The kidnapping was treated as a direct attack against the good name of the police, and a large-scale investigation was launched that used the best equipment available to trace phone calls. This made it all the more embarrassing when they were unable to catch the culprit, losing the public's confidence. The culprit grew cocky, relentlessly mocking the police force. After 3 days of failure after failure, Haru reached a breaking point. Spurred by concern for her son, she resolved to hand over the ransom money as fast as possible, but her husband and father, who held the prestige of the police in high regard, refused, saying that they would not let the criminal win by giving in to their demands. The increasingly frantic detective assigned to the case lost his temper when the criminal called to give an ultimatum, causing the culprit to never make contact again. Another week passed, and Shuichi's body was found floating in the Sumida River. Shuichi's death could be largely ascribed to the police's incompetence, but this was ultimately covered up with the stringent media embargoes. The investigation was never closed, but the case has long gone cold. Subsequent investigations revealed that the culprit was in fact Kankichiro Iwai, an unemployed man. Toshiko Shiraishi, his common-law wife, and Michio Shiraishi, their daughter, acted as accomplices. Kankichiro routinely used violence against both Toshiko and Michio to force them to do his bidding, and it is believed that he coerced them into becoming accessories to the crime. Kankichiro wanted to use the boy as a living sacrifice for his magical studies, meaning that the ransom was never actually the primary motive for the kidnapping. The reason for targeting the Shigema family's son was due to a personal grievance. There you go. Inside. Okay, and there's nothing else. About my curse stone. Yako, if you would. Right, we wanted to ask you about this. Oh my, a curse stone. An Okame mask. That must mean the Fool's Procession. You two were at the school last night. Damn, there of all places. Yaku, you're one of them? You're a curse bearer. Please calm down, Mr. Araishi. Your reaction is too intense. It's kind of scaring me. Sorry about that. I'm afraid I got ahead of myself. What is it you wanted to know about your curse stone? What would be the best way to approach this? Hold on. I don't know if we're students. I don't know if he would be intimidated. But he also don't know the conditions for using the curse stone. Let's try with flatter instead. It's just a brilliant teacher like you must know an awful lot about these curse stones. Well, it's true that I'm likely the person most well-versed in this matter. You're the only one we can count on, Mr. Araishi. Will you help us, please? Oh, am I now? In that case, there's no harm hearing what you have to ask. Thank you. Let's see. Why is everything with the Rite of Resurrection and 7 Mysteries curse stones happening now? Oh, taking an interest now that you've received one of the curses, have you? You sound like a researcher, starting your questioning with your subject's origins. Mr. Arishi, you're not the one who triggered the curse, are you? No, I'm afraid I had nothing to do with that. Rather, I wasn't even attempting to do so in the first place. Completing the rite itself has nothing to do with my research. Then, do you know of the ancient Onmyodo ritual known as the Feast of Shadows? What is that? Something from the occult? Miss Kurosuzu, you look like the type to be interested in those things, but it's outside my field of expertise. In that case, why do you think the rite and the curses have appeared now? I believe this is the intentional work of someone. It's certainly not something that would happen by accident. Why is it you want to know? Well, he may not tell us anything else if we say that we're trying to stop the curse. We need to make something up. Right. Make something up. I only had one choice. Well, you see, we just have such intellectual curiosity, and I think it could really help your research. I see. Now that you mention it. It seems like he's reluctant to answer. Then how about? Ask about his research. Then what does that record of fates that you have been researching say about the Rite of Resurrection? Oh, I see. That's what you want to know. Allow me to first elucidate you regarding the author of the Record of Fates. A special privilege, I might add, since I have yet to publish this in a paper. Yeah, okay. The Record of Fates was written 200 years ago in the latter half of the Edo period. It was written by a skilled but little-known onmyoji called Seiman Tsuchimikado. This is important stuff. If nothing else, remember this. Seiman Tsuchimikado? Never heard of him. I'm sure you haven't. He was born into a famed onmyoji family, but split away to practice forbidden arts in secret. He used whatever name was most convenient for the situation, so his real name barely exists in records. Or so it is written in the Record of Fates. Huh. As brilliant as Seiman was, he was also an eccentric. He delved into researching the Rite of Resurrection, a legendary forbidden ritual that had never been completed. However, by involving himself with this forbidden ritual, he was expelled from his family and eventually found himself in Honjo and Edo. The Record of Fates are the writings Seiman recorded on the road to Edo. I see. So he wrote how to perform the rite itself? The Rite of Resurrection makes use of Abe no Seimei's specialty. The Taizan Fukun ritual, a means of communication with the afterlife. It uses soul dregs to replicate the soul of dead spirits that has been called. The soul of a dead spirit that has been called. Oh wow, I never knew something like that existed. Thus, it is thought that the only ones who can use it are those with the ability to turn human souls into soul dregs in the first place. So the Rite of Resurrection calls for that ritual to be performed in advance. Then, when the soul dregs are gathered and infused with the wish of whoever is performing the ritual, it can be completed. The contents written in the Record of Fates. And there. There's no more? What about the 7 mysteries or the curse stones? There's nothing written about them in the Record of Fates. The curse stones are separate from the Rite of Resurrection. The curse stone is one used to enable one who is unable to perform such rituals to be able to use the rites. That was a very difficult sentence. Or clumsy sentence, I guess. I don't know. Their curse is one used to enable one who is unable to perform such rituals to be able to use the rites. I don't even understand what I just read. That's similar to what Mio said, actually. Onmyoji, an officially appointed government position with the Bureau of Onmyo in medieval Japan. Onmyoji were tasked with performing divinations and rituals. They would employ the Chinese philosophies of yin and yang and wuxing, the 5 elements, to compose astronomical charts and almanacs. High-ranking practitioners used a variety of mystical arts, including ones that brought natural disasters and curses. Onmyoji were also tasked with exorcising demons through the usage of shikigami. Onmyoji thrived during the Heian period, in part due to the work of the famous Onmyoji and later founder of the Tsuchimikado clan, Abe no Seimei. However, Onmyoji began to gradually decline in number after samurai gained control of Japan. At the same time, many of their miraculous arts were lost along with the development of civilization. Although the services of Onmyoji were typically reserved for the upper class, there were a number of shamanji, or hidden Onmyoji, who worked for the common folk. Are we sure that was in English? I don't know. Hard to say. As indicated by its name, this manuscript holds detailed instructions on how to perform... Hold on. Hey. I just hear scratching on the window. As indicated by its name, this manuscript holds detailed instructions on how to perform the secret art of reviving the dead. This forbidden ritual is said to have been devised by a once famous Onmyoji. Local researcher Hideki Araishi recently discovered the old manuscript and gave a presentation on it at an academic conference, sending ripples through the field of occult studies. According to the Record of Fates, this mysterious ritual was devised by the gifted Onmyoji Abe no Seimei. It converts the souls of the dead bound for the underworld with soul dregs collected as sacrifices through the Taizan Fukun ritual. The secret art of converting souls to soul dregs is out of reach to all but the most skilled practitioners. How are the 7 mysteries related to the rite? Excuse me, Mr. Araishi? What is it? Ms. Kurosuzu. You published a theory before the incident took place. It said that the rite of resurrection and origin of the 7 mysteries of Honjo are related somehow. What proof did you have of that? Really know your stuff. What about that? That was a somewhat sensationalized piece written for occult magazines. Oh, really? It was just nonsense then? Not exactly. Rather, it's not a complete fabrication. There's a basis for it. And that is, well, I suppose there's no harm telling a couple of students so passionate about this topic. Thank you. This is something I discovered from referencing numerous texts unrelated to the Record of Fates. It was just after Seimon arrived in Honjo. The records of a conflict over a ritual used to resurrect the dead in Honjo. A conflict over resurrecting the dead? I don't know the details. A man enticed the public with claims of a spell that could resurrect the dead, causing a conflict that ended tragically with 9 dead. That is the only remaining reference. 9 people fighting over a resurrection ritual. Black Hats, hello! What is the important thing you have to tell me? How you doing, Black Hats? I call this tragedy the Honjo incident, and it has long been a subject of my research. And I suspect that this Honjo incident might be the very origin of the 7 mysteries of Honjo. So what you're saying is, the resurrection ritual at the root of the Honjo incident is Seiman's rite of resurrection? Yes, that is how the Record of Fates ties everything together. To put it in chronological order, first Seiman brought the rite of resurrection to Edo. We can assume that by this point, Seiman was likely using a different name. Then, in Honjo, 9 people fought to the death over this rite, the Honjo incident. After that, the incident was covered up by an interested party, preventing it from being recorded in history fully. Eventually, it was passed down in incomplete pieces, becoming known as the 7 Mysteries of Honjo. That's more or less the curse of events. I mean, it's very curse themed, so you know. That's more or less the course of events. The Honjo incident. During the Edo period, a chain of events that occurred around a certain resurrection spell became the basis for the 7 mysteries of Honjo. So that's how they're connected. Then, if I'm getting this right, the 7 mysteries were basically required to gather the soul dregs necessary for the rite. How are the 7 mysteries related to the rite? And there's more. With this most recent occurrence of the curse, I've become even more confident in my theory. You are? Yes, the reason for it being the resentful memories of the 7 mysteries etched into those who received the curse stones. That's true. Yeah, because anytime anyone has received a curse stone, they have also gotten these flashes of images and stuff. Resentful memories? Yako, if you really are a curse bearer, then when you obtain your curse stone, you would have had a resentful memory imprinted in your mind. Oh, I did. Exactly. Those memories are what happened in the final moments of the 9 who died in the Honjo incident. Broadly speaking, they involved dying while bearing some kind of deep resentment. The 9 victims became the 9 curse echoes, which over time came to be spoken of as the 7 mysteries. Thus, gathering the resentful memories granted by the present curses and connecting them together, it will reveal once and for all what happened during the Honjo incident. Huh. That's why you must tell me about the resentful memory of your fool's procession, Yako. Ugh. You know, should I? Yeah, I think it's okay. We need all the information we can get. You beautiful, precious bean? No, you! Black Cats. What do you mean? That's a you, not a me. But how you doing today? Hope you're feeling better today than last time. Tell me about the resentful memory. Okay, Mr. Arishi, I'll tell you about the memory of the Fool's Procession. Excellent. So basically, it's about a woman who died falling from a Yagura tower at a festival. Interesting. It's not that one then. Not that one? What do you mean? Hey, Tusta. Among the 9 victims of the Honjo incident, that is to say, the 9 curse echoes, one of them is Seiman himself, or so I suspect. Huh? Seiman was one of the victims of the Honjo incident too? Meaning an Onmyoji as powerful as him also became a curse echo? Right. It would make sense that the curse stone tied to a curse echo like that would be special. It's probably the... Oh, which one would it be? power of a curse stone is different based on the curse echo? Mio. And maybe with Simon's curse echo we could... Yes, we may be able to settle this whole situation. Hey, what are you two whispering about? Hey, Tuesday. Oh, nothing. Sorry. About the resentful memories. Mr. Araishi, how many of the resentful memories have you gathered so far? I have learned a number of them. The Evergreen Beach, the Foot-Washing Mansion, the Ever-Burning Lantern, and now the Fool's Procession makes 4. Of those, the most important are the Foot-Washing Mansion and the Evergreen Beach. What are they about? First, the Foot-Washing Mansion. An Onmyoji appears distinctly in this one. Really? But not Seimin, I'm afraid. A female Onmyoji who sought the rite of resurrection due to her obsession with her personal appearance. Her legs, which she had always taken pride in, were stricken with corruption after she was defeated by Seimin. Her curse echo is notable for being particularly easy to fulfill the requirements necessary to use the curse. That detective did well to escape this one. So a female Onmyoji and rival Seimin was involved in the Honjo incident. That certainly is interesting. Next, the Evergreen Beach. This curse echo is from a craftsman of Netsuke carvings named Jinkichi, who was hanged for spreading baseless rumors. He apparently spoke of something that granted the ability to bring back the dead. The rite of resurrection. Precisely. This man, Jinkichi, must have been in contact with Seimin. If I could just collect all of the memories, everything will be revealed, and the truth of the 7 mysteries will be mine. That is the knowledge I desire. Meaning you need to gather as much information as you can from the curse bearers. Precisely. I have an agreement to exchange information with those detectives. But they might not even find the other curse bearers. So I must take measures of my own. What's the trigger for the curse to occur? Another thing. Yes? You never really finished about what the trigger for all of this was. That was your very important message. Aren't allowed to dispute it. I mean, I'm allowed. But you're good. They finally just replaced the whole system, so you have hot water and heat again. That's good to know. That's good, Black Cats. I'm glad. That is good to hear. How you doing? I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Not too bad. You never really finished about what the trigger for all of this was. Well, I don't know. Really? You're not hiding something from us, are you? It has something to do with how you obtain the Record of Fates, right? How did you really get a hold of the Record of Fates? To tell you the truth, we're in a race against time. It could be a disaster if we don't hurry. What are you talking about? Someone left a warning that at sundown today, they would use the curse to kill a lot of people. The one who left that message is the culprit behind the Nejima murders from 20 years ago. What? Something so terrible will happen? I won't allow potentially hundreds of people become victims to a curse. I'll do anything in my power to stop it. Mr. Araishi, please, tell us everything you know. I'm sorry, but I truly don't know anything. The truth is, I was given the Record of Fates by a woman. Oh, is it the woman at the soap soap factory. Soap factory. A woman? Well, her voice sounded like a woman's, but I didn't actually see what she looked like. 1 month ago, while I was investigating at night, I suddenly heard a formless voice. A woman's voice? It said, I entrust you with this ancient manuscript, and the rite of resurrection held within its pages. Spread rumors of this ritual as far and wide as you can in the coming month. And before I knew it, an old document had fallen down at my feet. 1 month. She specified the time period? I was told if I did that, I could study the manuscript as much as I pleased. I wanted so badly to verify its authenticity, I ended up accepting. I haven't heard anything from the voice since then. It must have had you spread rumors in order to strengthen the power of the curse. To tie together the curse and the desire to seek out the right. This makes it likely that the owner of the voice is the mastermind behind all of this. Hence, I went public with the Record of Fates. Hihaku and occult magazines immediately jumping at the news was a financial boon for me. Huh, Hihaku? As in Hihaku soaps? Right, I mean, no, that's not important, just some personal business. After that, I waited, trying to predict what would occur. Occult, by the way. After that, I waited, trying to predict what would occur in a month's time. That's when the curse began. Those are all the details I have. Is there anything else you know? Very well. I've told you this much. I may as well give you one more thing. Thank you. What might that be? About Saemon's Record of Fates. There's a sort of continuation to it. Another document called the Record of Fates Yin Scroll. A continuation? Actually, a section written in Saemon's own hand was appended to the manuscript. According to which, after the Honjo incident, Saemon lamented such a calamity taking place. He apparently wrote the addendum for the event that the tragedy became its own curse. It seems he had an idea what the victims of the Honjo incident would turn into curse echoes and be used to gather soul dregs. It supposedly details how to handle any trouble that occurs as a result of the rite of resurrection. Really? Hold on a second. Don't you find that strange? What's the matter, Miss Sakazaki? You think my information is inaccurate? If Saemon died in the Honjo incident, then he couldn't have written an addendum. You really don't get it, do you? Huh? Am I wrong? Have you forgotten the ability Saemon possessed? Of course not. He could use the rite of resurrection. Oh! You're telling me Saemon used it on himself? The rite of resurrection can be carried out in advance so that it activates when the soul dregs are gathered together. Then, is it not possible that Saemon himself was resurrected by the rite after it all took place? But he'd still have to collect the soul dregs needed to use the rite. Yes, and that's why they died. The eight others besides Saemon. What? They died in the Honjo incident for their soul dregs? That sounds like it's the same as what's happening now. That's why I need the resentful memories, to learn the truth. I get it now. The issue at hand is that the Yin Scroll and the Record of Fates were supposed to have been passed down as a set. Then I received the Record of Fates, the Yin Scroll was gone. Only this information was left. Supposedly Saemon's blood descendants guarded it as they passed it down across generations. It seems that over their long history, the two documents became separated, and the scroll's location lost as a family line branched. Saemon had descendants? So there's someone out there related to him by blood even now? Yes, in fact, I've tried to trace the line as far as I could. It wasn't a well-known onmyoji to begin with, so a detailed family tree does not exist. It seems likely that the use of the manuscript has been long forgotten, only being passed down out of tradition. And since they aren't even aware of what they have, tracking it down is quite tricky indeed. I wish I could ask whoever that voice belonged to about the Yin Scroll. I'm sure you do. So basically, in the Record of Fates Yin Scroll, Saemon himself wrote about ways to handle the curse and the rite, yes? Yes, that's right. I've been searching for it all this time, but haven't found a single lead. So if you two find out anything about other resentful memories or Yin scroll, tell me immediately. You owe me that much for telling you all this, do you not? That's the real extent of everything I know. The Record of Fates Yin scroll. It is said that Seiman Tsuchimikado, author of the Record of Fates, wrote the Yin scroll because he feared that the descendants of those involved in the Hanjo incident might become cursed and used in a collection of soul dregs for the rite of resurrection. The existence of the Yin scroll was indicated in a postscript added to the Record of Fates, but its whereabouts are currently unknown. It is believed to have been inherited by a descendant of Seiman. I wonder who that could be. Yes, I understand. Thank you for your help. If you bring me some useful information, I'll take it into consideration for your school grades as well. Interesting. We've learned a lot. So, to sum it up, there was a tragic incident with people cursing each other for the rite of resurrection in the Edo period as well. And the Record of Fates Yin scroll may have info we want, since it details how to stop the rite. I think that's about it. Right. If we could just find the Yin scroll, we might be able to learn how to settle the situation. But even Mr. Araishi didn't have any leads on where it is. How do we even start looking for it? Someone involved in this now must have some connection to it, I think. I have a feeling the mastermind who awakened the curse is involved too. Right. I think this is where we need to wrap up though, for now. I was hoping that I could maybe possibly get this block out of the way, but we're gonna stop here.